Did you know that where you look on track can have the single biggest effect on your sim racing performance? It sounds simple, but most drivers aren't looking in the right place and it's costing them lots and lots of lap time. If you get your vision right, speed will increase, you'll be much more consistent and you'll be able to carry more entry speed into a corner. All of that coming up in this video. Hi, I'm Scott Mansell, head coach from Driver61 Sim Racing, where we teach sim racers to be faster, improve their technique, so ultimately they can fulfill their driving potential. So not having your vision in the right area, or not looking in the right place, is a problem that I see very, very frequently with drivers, both in the real world and in sim racing. And the problem is if you're not looking far enough ahead and you're not kind of scanning back, as I'm going to explain in this video, then you're not giving yourself enough information from the circuit to actually visualize the racing line, understand when you should get on the brakes, and when you can accelerate out of the corner. Get this right and it will really improve your driving performance. So we're going to take a look at one of our subscribers' onboard videos here to really explain where you should be looking and how you can improve that to get faster in the sim. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you're looking a long way ahead of yourself. So we'll be looking down at the next braking zone here, looking down at the apex zone, looking for any braking references, now at the apex on the inside, now move to the next apex, now move to the next exit. So you can see that there's a flow there, a distance ahead that we should be looking at each point as we're coming around the track. Let's carry on and continue here, following on the onboard. So we're looking down at the apex here, down at the apex, now at the exit so we can get back on the throttle, now up to the next section, scanning across to the inside of the corner, looking at the apex, now looking for the exit all the way out here. And at the next apex, now looking at the exit on the outside, now looking across to the apex and to the outside apex, now looking to the exit point, all the way through the corner. So let me just break this down in a little bit more detail so we're not having to whiz through it. As we're coming down into a tight corner as we are here, we want to be taking into consideration the braking references that we have. So you can see on the right hand side here, we've got the 100-meter board, a lamppost, the end of the fence here, that we will be taking into consideration with our peripheral vision. Now it's important that you only use your peripheral vision in these areas because we actually need our focus to be down towards the apex of this corner. If you put too much attention on the braking marker and you use your focus over there, then you don't have time to get your vision back up across towards the apex. So that's critically important. Now, as we're coming down into the apex here, we need to be scanning through the corner. And by that, I mean we need to be looking at the apex and to kind of where the car is positioned at the moment. Now, the main thing that drivers do is they don't look far enough ahead at the beginning, right? They come from road driving or they come from other forms of driving and their vision is down too close to the car. That means that you're kind of traveling and you're having to make very quick decisions on how to position the car because simply you're not looking far enough ahead. So the first thing to do is to move this vision ahead. Give yourself a second and a half, 2 seconds ahead of where the car is at that moment to really understand where the circuit's going and how much you need to slow the car down into the corner. So that's why in this area we're looking down towards the apex. Now the next thing that you need to do is to scan back to just before where you are now, to the apex and through the corner as you're coming out. Our vision is very active as we're coming into the corner. Now the reason for this is so that you can kind of triangulate your position as you're coming into the corner, and it makes it much easier to really register the position of the car as you're coming into the corner and how tight the corner is. And that's really, really critical to be able to carry the maximum amount of speed into the corner and then be able to get on the throttle at the right point. So if I just bring it back here, we should now be looking at the apex curbing here, and then as soon as possible, and it is quite difficult in this Aston Martin because this B pillar is so big on the left here, but we want to be getting our vision as soon as possible to the next point along here, so the next part of the apex. And if you're looking at that apex just here, you can then look through the corner and see the exit as you're coming out. So that then defines when you can get back on the accelerator to really maximize the exit. Vision is absolutely critical to being quick and consistent on track. So I'm just going to let the car run forwards. We're not going to do the next chicane because it is again a chicane, but we'll do the following right. So we're looking at the apex here, the next apex, and then looking around towards the exit out here. Now looking to the next apex. So at this position, all we should be looking for is the apex on the inside. We're then trying to also look around the outside of the bend and coming back to the apex. So you can see here that the critical marker here will be these small sausages on the inside of the curb here, so that we know we've got the car hooked into the apex if we get to those. And we'll be looking around here at this red marker on the outside. That's how far ahead you should be looking on track, because it allows you then to bring the car towards the outside of the circuit in a smooth way. If you're not looking far enough ahead, and if you're kind of running out of road on the outside of the circuit, it means that you're going to have to add steering angle into the car or even lift off the accelerator, which is not good for your exit speed, obviously. So if you do feel like you're constantly coming out of the corner too early and you're running out of road on the outside of the track, try to make sure that you're pushing your vision ahead, pushing it ahead as much as you possibly can, and then scanning back. So we've got our eyes moving around a lot. Once you do this and once you get into the rhythm of it, then you'll really find that your driving performance will increase and you'll become much more consistent and faster on the track. Now that you've seen how vision can make you faster, check out this short playlist that I've made for you that will take you through other techniques to make you even quicker in sim racing. Click the video just here and I'll catch you in the next one.